Welcome to part 2 of the columns commentary. So now we're tackling original mode, and, well, I'm not showing you the full original mode, because if I did, we'd end up in level 199 for some odd reason. So instead, I'm showing you the time trial mode, in which you can go to original mode without magic jewels and try to get as many points as you can within 3 minutes. Now this is actually pretty funny because you can do this, and in fact, like, you can see what I'm doing, play the game with the exact same kind of... what's one for? You can play it with the arcade jewels, so you can play with 4, 5, or 6 different kinds of jewels. Because there's Novice, which gives you 4, Amateur, which gives you 5, and Pro, which gives you 6. Personally, if it wasn't for my good skills here, I probably would have failed in getting the max score within 3 minutes, but I digress. Original mode is actually pretty much one of the most calming. It's a semi-endless mode which you can just keep going on and on and on and on. But if you do manage to go over the screen, you do get a game over. Now, isn't that horrible? Yes, it is actually. I wouldn't not agree with that. Nevertheless, though, there's not really too much to say about original mode, except I believe in 1990s, I believe it was 1992 that they came out with this. They had the Sega channel, and the Sega channel was, it's sort of like the PlayStation Network of today. You could, like, all you do is you hook in the Sega channel cartridge, and you can download up to 20 games, up to 20 Sega games onto it. And those games would actually be their demos, actually. So you'd only be able to play them for about 2 weeks. And then every 2 weeks you'd have to get new games or not use it at all. I believe it was August 26th, or it was some day in August of 1998. I believe it was probably August 16 that the Sega channel went down because they didn't have Sega Channel anywhere else but on the Dreamcast, and because the Genesis lifespan had ended in 1998, that's another reason as to why we didn't get more Sega Channel stuff. Just a bit of Sega logic, history if you never learned about the Sega Channel or whatever. I don't know why, but for some reason, like, right when it gets to 59 seconds, apparently they turn the clock down and make it red. I have no idea why they do that. Probably just for visual effect. I bet with that alone it costs about $6,000 to make that. I'd be surprised if that is actually true. I'd be surprised if $6,000 was required just to change the color. But yeah, I didn't really do that. I didn't really do that bad in this. I thought I would make it to level 5, but no, I didn't have enough time on me, so yeah. Not a bad score, though. 12,813, that's not bad. And as usual, you can type in your name at the end of the game if you got a good score. Or, I mean, if you got the top score. It's not the primary score, it's the top score. Okay, now I wanted to show you how broken this game is if you play on Novice. And I'm playing with the Lathesis track, which is the second track in the entire soundtrack of Columns. I won't be doing, actually, that's a lie. I'll be doing the soundtrack in an extra video. So, be ready for that. And aside from that, I really have nothing more to show you except, look at this. You can easily make combos with what I'm doing. So basically, just fill up the entire screen and then start doing some diagonal combos here and there. You don't even need to change the positions of the jewels, unless if you're like really crammed up and you really can't risk failing, which I almost did. In fact, in this run right here, I actually in fact do this. The second one I don't, but that was just because the only reason why I failed in this one was primarily because I wasn't paying attention. You have to pay attention in Columns. If you don't pay attention in Columns, then you're pretty much able to get game overs that quickly, like right there. Just one false move and the game is over. By the way, if you press start at the name entry, you can just restart the game as you just saw. I mean, not restart the game, but you know what I mean. Just like restart the mode. god, this music is kick-anus. You know, and that's pretty much the reason why I also love this game, because Columns is what defined the blast processing sound chip. And of course, I mean, okay, we can all debate that Sonic the Hedgehog music is better than Columns, all we want, but I still find that the harps that they used in Columns, I don't ever remember them being reused in another game, and this is what defined orchestral instruments in the old Genesis era. From 1988 to 1991, this was what defined Sega's music back then, and I can't say anything more on it because I don't really know too much. But nevertheless, it's definitely the best music that's ever been released onto a Sega console. Like, after this, all the Sega music just becomes god-awful. I mean, even Double Dragon, as good as Double Dragon is for the Sega Genesis, the music is awful. Good God. Even the music that they had in eSWAT was better. Even the music that they had in Space Harrier was better. But no, pardon me for ranting on Double Dragon, but no, I don't like the music that they put in it. It's just not my cup of tea, you know? By the way, another good thing about doing this game in Novice is that you can actually get the screen cleared pretty goddamn quickly. You'll see that in Flash Columns, I can actually get this, I can actually get it done in 1 second, which is actually pretty surprising. But, just wait for that part of the LP. I don't want to spoil that too immediately. Aside from that, I really have there's nothing too much more to say about this game. There's only a little bit to say because it's just too much. I'm sorry. There's also an interview in both the Sega Genesis Collection and Sonic's UGC, which features one of the people who worked on Columns, and he was actually talking about, oh yeah, good combo. He was actually talking about how good Columns was back in the 90s and how he's glad to see it back onto a modern day console. And also I'll mention about the new Columns that was on the PS2 for Sega Classics Collection, which I did not mention in Part 1. I'll talk about that in Flash Columns, because I also have a few other things in that I might as well mention as well. I could have went up to level 15, I don't know why I didn't do the combo. But nevertheless, that's the end of Part 2, so tomorrow you're getting Part 3, and A Song for Her is finished, by the way, so I'm all set with that. But yeah, nevertheless, I'll see you in Part 2. See you then, okay? Goodbye for now.